The rain wasn't falling, it was screaming, a relentless cold percussion against the cracked asphalt of Harbour's End, a city that never truly slept, only dreamt in neon and desperation. And me? I was a ghost in the machine, a name whispered in the wrong places, a face designed to vanish. My name is Kai. My mission is to infiltrate Aethelred Holdings, the city's most powerful criminal syndicate, and find the man who orchestrated the frame-up that destroyed my career and my life. The man who sent me to prison for a crime I didn't commit. The man I'd loved and who'd shattered me into a million pieces. His name was Leo Vance. The Ember Club wasn't a club, it was a front, a velvet-lined tomb for the city's elite criminals. Smoke hung thick as a shroud, the air thick with expensive perfume, cheaper whiskey, and the low thrum of a bass line that felt like a heartbeat beneath the floorboards. My heart was hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. "Just breathe, Kai. You're here. You're Maya." The girl who's good with tech, bad with loyalty. I smoothed the cheap silk of my dress, another layer of the mask, and moved through the crowd, a silent current in a sea of expensive suits and predatory eyes. Leo Vance, the face I'd seen in nightmares for 3 years, the man whose eyes held the coldness of the cell I'd served. He'd be here, he'd be watching, and he'd recognize me. I'd known it the moment I saw the security feed, the way he moved, the slight tilt of his head when he was assessing, the exact way he'd looked at me the night I left him for the last time, before the arrest. The door to the inner sanctum was heavy oak, carved with a symbol that looked like a stylized serpent swallowing its tail. Aethelred's mark. I knocked, the sound swallowed by the club's thrum. A voice, smooth as aged whiskey but laced with ice, cut through the music. Leo Vance sat at a desk in his late 30s, impeccably dressed, his eyes holding a deep, familiar intensity. I stood before him, my hands sweating. "Maya, the hacker with the reputation. You're late. Unprofessional." He stood slowly, a predator unfolding, his gaze locking onto mine. The air crackled. "Or are you just trying to see if I'd remember you? Only if you're the one who left the note, Leo. The one that got me arrested." "Arrested?" "Convicted. Convicted of stealing from my company, my trust. You were the thief who stole everything from me. You left me to rot in that cell while you walked free." 3 years, Kai. 3 years in a cell because you couldn't handle the truth, because you were afraid. Truth? You framed me, Leo. You used my access, planted the evidence. You said you loved me, and then you handed me over to the feds like I was trash. I trusted you, I loved you, and you destroyed me. Love? That was a lie, Maya. A necessary lie to get you close enough to steal from me, to get you to break. Your father's accident, it was a warning. You were too close to the truth about Aethelred's operations. You were a risk. I had to make you disappear, for your own good. Or so I told myself. I didn't pull the trigger, Kai, but I let it happen. I knew the people who would. I was desperate to keep Aethelred safe, to keep you safe from the people who would have killed you for knowing too much. It was a terrible choice, a mistake I've lived with every day since. And now you're back, playing this little game. Why? To get me? To get revenge? I came to find out why, Leo. Why you did it. Why you made me a criminal. Why you hated me. I don't hate you, Kai. I never stopped loving you. I had to make you believe I did, to keep you safe, and to keep me safe from the pain of what I'd done. The hate didn't vanish. It just shifted, became a current beneath the surface, a constant hum of tension that made every interaction electric. Leo, still the leader, made me his cleaner, the one who handled the digital messes, the security systems, the evidence trails. It was a position of trust, a dangerous one, but it was my job. And it meant I was close to him, always. Leo stood behind me as I worked at a laptop in a dark corner of the club. The club was quiet. Your father's old code, the one you used to debug for him. You still use it. Us? The us that got me locked up. The us that you knew would end in prison. I was wrong, Kai. I was so wrong. I thought I was protecting you. I was just protecting myself from the truth, from the fact that I was falling for you too hard, that I was already too deep. I never stopped loving you, not for a single day. I never stopped either, not even when I was in that cell. I thought about you every day. I thought about how you looked at me when we were happy, because I had to know, because I had to see you, and because I couldn't let the past be the only thing between us. Not any more. The moment of truth came not in a quiet moment, but in the chaos of a raid. The feds had finally tracked Aethelred down. Gunfire echoed through the halls, screams ripped through the air. Leo was moving through the chaos, barking orders, his face a mask of cold fury. I was supposed to be running to get the evidence to the feds. But I saw Leo, cornered by two heavily armed thugs, his back against a wall, a knife glinting in his hand. "Go back to the man who sent you. Tell him I'm still here." Thug 2 lunged. Leo dodged, but Thug 1 slashed him. A bloodstain spread on his shirt. I saw it. I was about to shoot Thug 2. Leo shouted. I shot Thug 2. Leo was still in danger. He was weakened. I ran toward him, dodging shots, getting to him, carrying him to safety. His hand fell. I held him, my face soaked in tears. Later, as the police cordoned off the area, I stood alone, my face still marked by tears. I looked up at the moon. The feds had Leo's evidence. The syndicate was crumbling. And I had the hardest choice of all, to walk away from the man who chattered me, the man I'd loved, the man who'd just given his life to save mine. But as I stood there, the rain finally starting again, I realized the truth. The past wasn't a cage, it was a bridge. And the love that had been buried under betrayal was still there, stronger than ever. I'd come back to find the truth. And the truth was, I'd never stop loving him. Not for a single day. I turned, my eyes glowing with a new determination, and walked toward the police cordon, not away from Leo, but toward the future we'd built together, even if it was just a memory. The past was a ghost. The present was a choice. And the future? The future was us, and for the first time I wasn't afraid to walk towards it.